Hi everyone, welcome to week 4. Think about this. You're almost halfway through with this course. All right, so what are we doing this week? Well, here I am in your modules. I'm scrolling down. I've closed, you can see 1, 2, and 3. And here we are at week 4. So what are we doing this week? All right, well, we have our week 4 readings. So we're going to click on that. All right, so if you have the 4th edition, you're reading chapters 6 and 11. If you have the 6th edition, you're reading chapters 6 and 8. All right, we have our ideal classroom presentation. This is what you are doing in a group. And I talked about this last week in the video, so you need to make sure you're doing that. I'm going to click up here and I'm going to show you, just so everybody knows about the groups. All right, so we have group 1, and that's Jessica, Miranda, and Anika. Group 2, Catherine, Kaylin, and Adrian. Group 3, Wayne, Crystal, and Allison. And then group 4 is Zachary, Sharon, Crystal, and Wesley. So guys, make sure that you have emailed each other, gotten together in some way, either through email, you can do it through, Google Hangouts, you can do it through Skype. You can even let me know, and I can have our conference room open one evening this week if you guys want to come in there, and you can also set up your own conferences as well. So just be keeping in mind that that is due. So keeping that in mind, let's take a look at that assignment. All right, so everybody is going to post a copy for their group. So even though I'll be grading the same, I really won't be grading it 3 times. I'll grade it once. Everybody will get the grade, but I do want everybody to turn it in so you'll have your own copy submitted. Now you can click, obviously there's a rubric down here as usual, but you can also click right here, and this is going to give you some detailed information about the assignment. You can also just download this. So I'm going to take a look at it here. So you're basically got to have 5 slides. So, I mean, I'm a big believer in divide and conquer as a group, but you definitely will need to have some discussions to make sure you guys are on the same page. There should be some cohesiveness in this PowerPoint. So decide on the class grade level, number of students, etc. All right, what are your goals? So you want to come up with at least 4 technology goals to use in your classroom. That'll be a slide. A list of hardware that you want to include in your classroom. That'll be a slide. Software. That'll be a slide. And then a slide that shows the layout of your ideal classroom. So you'd be using like some shapes and that kind of stuff. And you just use your imagination. Assume the classroom is going to be what you want it to be. Feel free to use graphics and animations throughout the PowerPoint as well. This is worth 30 points. All right, so now we're going to move on into what we're doing this week, and we have activity 4.2, multimedia resources in the classroom. So for this, you are going to look at this website in addition to what you read in your textbook about multimedia use in the classroom. And then these are some places where you can go and find some multimedia things to use in your classroom. So take a look at each of these, and then you're going to respond to this week's blog post. All right, make sure that the resource you discuss is new and not one of the ones that we've already talked about or has been presented already in your readings. Try to find something that you haven't seen before. All right, and then we have our activity 4.3. For this one, you're going to be taking a look at some different resources. So we're thinking about interactive display technology, more commonly known as smart boards, although they're definitely, that's just the brand name of one, kind of like how we all say Ziploc bags. So there's smart boards, there's active boards, Promethean boards, there's a bunch of different kinds. So here are 3 pages. You just click and the page will open, and then there are some resources, and they're mostly videos. So you can take a look at some of these things in use and how they're being used. So that's some stuff about smart boards, some stuff about student response systems. If you guys don't know what that is, you can take a look here. A couple of videos about that. None of these videos are very long. And then using cell phones as a student response system. I mean, this is definitely, kids are being allowed more and more to bring their devices and use them, so helping them use them in a productive way. So here, this tells you a little bit about Poll Everywhere, and then this is the actual Poll Everywhere website. So after you've taken a look at that, respond to this week's discussion post, answering the questions listed, and then obviously responding to the posts of at least 2 of your classmates. That is the same thing we do every week. All right, so the other big thing that is due this week is your first lesson plan. We have 2 technology lesson plans throughout this course, and your first one is due April 1st. So I want you to go ahead and we're going to click here. Before I click there, I also want to make you aware, remember this module up here, instructions. So some of this stuff that I have already incorporated obviously into the assignment so you don't have to go back and forth. But you know, there's a rubric, there's instructions. This is the reading right here that you want to make sure that you do. Read chapter 3 if you haven't already done so, so make sure you do that. And then there's our lesson planning using the Brenau template. This right here is we'll open up. Oh, sorry about that. I just want to make sure this YouTube video walks you through that.
Hello, this is Dr.
So that will definitely help you. So you want to definitely take a look at that. All right, and then writing measurable objectives, that can help you as well. So you definitely want to take a look at those videos. All right, so here is our lesson plan 1. All right, and so you are going to submit it here and in LiveText. Once again, if you do not have a LiveText account, you have to have that in Brenau College of Education. So if you don't already have that account set up, you need to do so. I don't know all the specifics. I know there's a one-time fee, so you might want to check with your advisor if you're not exactly sure about what to do, but you do have to have a LiveText account. All right, so you're going to be doing 2 technology integrated lesson plans for this course. You're going to use that Brenau lesson plan template, and that is provided in the modules, and if you scroll down, you'll see it linked here as well. And you can do it for any subject, any grade level. It's whatever you're most interested in, but you got to base it off of those NET standards and our CCGPS standards as well for the state of Georgia. All right, so for this lesson plan, you're going to be asked to utilize different technology applications. You're going to provide some combination of individual, small group, and whole group technology-related activities. You're going to need to describe at least one unique technology management strategy for each lesson. All right, it can be, you want to make sure you label that in procedures. And guys, think back to that first week when we read about technology management strategies for the classroom. You might want to go back and look at Module 1 for week 1 for help with that. Here's the rubric, here's the lesson plan template, and then here are some specific instructions for lesson plan 1, which are also in this rubric. For this one, you want to use websites and resources found on the internet for class activities, and kind of what some of the things we're doing this week also can help with that. You should provide an activity to be carried out by the whole class and then one to be carried out in small groups, right? So you have a whole group activity and a small group activity. Centers are acceptable, and centers are acceptable in any grade level. I think centers work across the board. So also your examples could include research activities, activities using online games or tasks. But you'll also be asked to describe a management approach for the lesson and just make sure you clearly describe the application that you are using. All right, make sure you include URLs. Here's the rubric again down here. And make sure you are using the Brenau lesson plan template. Go back and look at those videos. All of those things will help you. And obviously, I will be here too. So if you have a question, please feel free to email me. Guys, that is week 4, and you will be over halfway done with the class at that point. So if you have questions, let me know. If not, keep working and have a great week.